Nordstrom, ticker JWN, is up 35% after hours. If anybody's owned Nordstrom, when the market opens tomorrow, you're going to be up a lot. This is actually the first stock I ever bought was Nordstrom. I think I was in high school. It was in 96 or 97. They reported better than expected profits and sales. But I think the reason it's going up so much, well, also they're projecting revenue to be 5 to 7% higher than 2021. Analysts were at 3.7%. But I think the big reason is Nordstrom Rack. They may spin that off into its own entity. So I think there's a lot of value with that part of the business. It seems to be growing. So you see, I put this this tracker on the bottom. Does anybody like that? Today's results. I like the ticker at the bottom. Let me change it. I have 3 tickers. So the earnings today, I thought companies would have released their earnings already. It looks like a lot of companies, like if Salesforce earnings. Okay. Wait. Okay, they released Q4. So they beat earnings. They beat earnings and revenue. So that should be going up. Yeah, SoFi reported earnings too. But they didn't release. Does anybody know when they're going to release earnings? I noticed in the aftermarket, BLK stock price is up 25%, and then it went back to normal. Yeah, I always wonder that myself. Sometimes I see a stock, like I've seen like a stock go up 50%, and then the market opens, it goes back to zero. I guess somebody made a mistake, but maybe it's something else going on. I'm curious about that. If it is really a mistake, or maybe some type of options play that skews the price. I'm not sure why that happens. If anybody knows why, I'm curious. This is what I don't get. Like, SoFi is supposed to report their earnings unless I mean, it's already 6:40 p.m. Eastern time. So what time do they release it? Here's a Do you think you're going to beat earnings? they didn't beat earnings last quarter. This quarter, earnings are expected to be negative 16 cents. But it's already past 5 Eastern. So it should be out because it's 6:41 Eastern right now. Unless it's 5 a.m. No, that wouldn't make sense. Yeah, it's not going to show up in their on their site yet. Oh, here it is. This is it, right? $285 million, up from 171 million. They lost 15 cents a share. So they beat earnings. Earnings was negative 16 cents. They did beat earnings. I mean, everything's going up, so I guess they're doing good. I would be random and say PayPal rose yesterday, dropped today, and it will increase again tomorrow. It's due to the randomness. It's definitely random. I'm trying to find a reliable source where I get this info, but it doesn't seem. I don't understand. When I Google it, it doesn't come up. You would think it would come up somewhere. Oh, here it is. I guess you just got to dig. That's SoFi. AutoZone, Baidu, Domino's, Salesforce. Did Baidu beat earnings? And after hours, Nordstrom is the big winner, up 35%. So it's going to have a really green day tomorrow, but probably on Wednesday it'll come back down. On Thursday it'll come back down. Usually when a stock goes up a lot, but Ross went up a lot too. Did they have earnings also, or maybe they went up because Nordstrom went up? Scotch Miracle-Gro up 4% after hours. I'm not familiar with Certara. GoHealth, I did a video on GoHealth. They're down 15%. First Solar is down 14%. Bentley Systems. Okay, yeah, software. I haven't heard of Bentley Systems either. Cigna is down 4%. Petco is down 3.5%. Grocery Outlet. Yeah, PaySafe is up or went up a lot today. Wait, what's that dollar store that had a lot of rats? Family Dollar. Yeah, they've been having a lot of problems. Did you guys see the? That's not a public company. There was a rat infestation at Family Dollar distribution center. So they've been having a lot of difficulty. I do earnings. 269 at the Beijing. Its profit 71 cents per share. Earnings. So the earnings was 108. Did they beat 108? 71 cents. So they fell pretty far below earnings. Like 30% below earnings. So that stock should go down. Baidu. S&P. Albertsons. That did well during the trading day. Plug Power. So here's the Workhorse is up 19%. Did anybody see that? Why is Workhorse went up so much today? They report also? Trading high after the company reported fourth quarter. The company said expects at least 250 vehicles. That's like Ford makes 250 vehicles every 10 minutes. So 250 vehicles for 2022, the whole year, and the stock goes up. $25 million of revenue. Does anybody have Workhorse? No reported before open. Average American investor out there does no trust. Okay, so that was earnings. Target was earnings also. Luminar was up 8%. Vroom was down 47% today. Why was it down so much? Okay, another bad quarter. That's pretty much 98% of the time. If a stock goes up a lot or down a lot, it's because of earnings. So price for new cars continue to have ripple effect on market for used vehicles. It lost 95 cents a share, which is worse than 77 cents. Wow, 47%. What was? Look how high it was. It was almost $70 in August 2020. Now it's $3. Sheesh, that's got to be depressing if you own Vroom. I tried to buy Gazprom again today. It wouldn't let me. I'm gonna probably be way off. I mean, I have it at 39. I still have it at premium, but I mean, there's no way you could predict the stock to go down to like, what is it, $3? It's a super risky investment. I mean, yeah, I can't believe it was so high at one point. $60. Yeah, there's a lot of stocks trading below 10 PE. A lot more than Lucid is down 14%. We were talking about Starbulk yesterday. That's down 10% today. Why did Lucid go down so much today? I guess they reported earnings. Yeah, I think I saw that. Lucid slashes 22 production forecast, causing shares to plummet. What a garbage company, Lucid. It's such a scam, and it's still an active company. People still invest in it. This is a SPAC, right? Yeah, it's a SPAC. It got up to over 50. It's not even that low. 25. A 41 billion market cap. It's cutting its car production forecast by 40%. The company cited supply chain constraints for slashing production between. Well, it is a scam. They admitted it was a scam. I'm not like the CEO scam. Like when they were getting funding from investors, they told investors, we have a car that works, a prototype that we built that works, and it didn't work. They just, when they shot the footage of the video of the car moving, they were pushing it down a hill, so it looked like it was moving on its own. Am I thinking of Nikola? Oh, I'm thinking of Nikola. Okay. Nikola. I get, but even 20,000 units, it's I don't know. It's not a lot of units. And to say they can't make that many. Every single hour, Ford, GM, Chrysler make 20,000 units every single hour. but the company generates 2020 revenue and profits. I mean, it can't really go to zero if they're an active business. It could, I mean, a stock could get really low, like a penny, but it can't go to zero unless it goes bankrupt, I guess. I mean, you could have companies generating like billions of revenue, but the market cap is really low, like $10 million. That's possible, but you can't really have because there's just DWAC is the only SPAC I can think of that is doing really well. Yeah, DWAC is the only one. It's trading at its all-time high. That would have been good to pick it up, but it's probably going to go down. It's probably going to come down at some point, like most SPACs. I mean, it's pretty new. October, November. So in 4 months, 4 months and 1 week. Nikola after 4 months was August. It was still trading high. Give DWAC like 3-4 more months, and then I have a feeling it's going to go down to like $10 or lower. Yeah, I consider myself a value investor. Just I have videos every 10,000 subs. I make a video on my portfolio, so you can just look at. That's my portfolio a few months ago. Hey, M. Taylor, I get it. Stock price doesn't reflect. Yeah, maybe in the situation where there's a war going on with Russia, maybe they can like somehow. I don't think it will make the stock zero, but maybe delist it, or I don't know, something like that. But as Luminar is up 8% today. Okay, that's from earnings. Luminar looks. I think that could be a good stock. I did a couple of videos on Luminar. Slumping and found a CEO, Austin Russell, scooped up the cheaper shares. Completed core, expecting Yeah, Luminar may be a good laser. Oh, that was another SPAC. Okay, maybe not Luminar. See, look at it. This is just how it is. It's $10. Then they find an acquisition target, and then it goes down. It is up $1 today, $1.14. Who put the sanction on Russian stocks? Does anybody own Russian stocks? I know we can't buy them, but does anybody own them and they can't sell them either? Or you just can't buy them? I tried to buy Gazprom today and yesterday, and they wouldn't let me. I mean, it's yes, SoFi seems to be doing well, right? Tellurian did good today too, right? Tellurian. That's a tough stock. Just 2 weeks ago, it was trading under 250. No buy or sell. That's a shame. Let's see. Yeah, I think SoFi should do well tomorrow. It's already up 18% in after hours. This is not updated. This stock went up 1,800% today. I don't even know what it is. Don't you wish you just put a couple thousand into that? It went from 31 cents to $6. Pulmatrix. This sounds like a yeah, it sounds like a biotech. They must have gotten approval from microcap pump. The stock went from like 30 million to 300 million, or even more, like 15 million market cap to 300 million. They just probably got approval, like moved through this, because when you develop a drug or vaccine, you need to go through the stages like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4 until it gets FDA approval. So each phase, the stock usually goes up because they get closer to FDA approval. but obviously they don't have FDA approved drugs because their market cap is too low. If you have an FDA approved drug, your market cap is usually, several $billion, or or 100 billion. Not announce expansion of executive team leadership to progress clinical pipeline. Oh, this is it. This is why. You see, it didn't go up at all. It was a reverse stock split. I should have known that. I've seen that before, like a stock going up like 1,000, 2,000% in a day. It's just because of a 1-for-20 reverse stock split. So people think it went up because this is just a calculation. It's not like there's a person there inputting this. It's all calculated. So it doesn't know it was reverse stock split. It's even incorrect in Yahoo Finance because it didn't go up. When they adjust it for stock splits, then you'll see everything is going to be 572, and then it'll be stuff way higher. They must have done a reverse stock split a few years ago also. PULM. Okay. They did 2 reverse stock splits. They did a 4-for-10 and a 1-for-10. It's going to look even crazier. It's going to be, you got to multiply these by 20. So it'll be like $3,500 stock price up here. IMMR licenses their haptic feedback IP companies. PEG ratio below 1. GoCo. Yeah, GoCo is down a lot, right? So next time I say something went up 2,000%, or just tell me to reverse stock split. I always forget that. Look at the daily Russia bull index, down 61%. The 2x bull. Who even knew there was a Russian bull index? I never even heard of that. Good RX is down 39%. BP might be booking 25 billion. Right. There's if you're invested in a company that has exposure to Russia, like hi there guy said, the Rosneft situation, which is so if anybody has exposure for Rosneft or anything in Russia, the stock will probably take a hit. Donka, ZSX, you can only sell, yet somebody's on the other side of the trade if you control the sanctions. What did someone say earlier? IMMR? Immersion. Immersion. Yeah, it's long SARC. I'm working on Total Energies. They're the big oil and gas company in France. They had I mean, all these oil and gas companies are just killing it, right? Look at their free cash flow in 2021 compared to prior years. They're the third largest oil and gas company, I think, in the world. Chevron, who else? Wait, who's number 1 and 2? Chevron is number 2, right? Shell, right? Shell is number 1. EP is probably number 5 or 4. I don't know. Exxon, Chevron. Exxon's the largest, then Chevron, and then this company, Total. Gazprom used to be up there. They used to be a top. They used to be like top 10. Now they're probably like one of the worst. Sector. Oil and gas integrated. Exxon, Chevron, then Total, Equinor, BP. BP's 5th. Petrobras, right? Is PBR. Well, Gazprom, BTU, Peabody. Wow, they're up 8%. Oh, they used to be really high. Look how low they got. $1. Wow. You could have made a lot of money with this. How did it get so low? I wish I knew about this. Yeah, I guess it was leverage, right? It looks like people thought they're going to go bankrupt. It went from like 50 to 1, and not too long either. Like in 3 years, it went from 50 to 1. I guess, we're not psychic. How would we know, right? So, do you like this format? I'm trying to figure out how to do a daily stream after the market. Um, well, I'll try to go over. Well, Hertz, Hertz filed bankruptcy. They, yeah, Hertz was a weird situation. They said they were going to file bankruptcy, and then within like a week or two, the stock went up like 1,000%. And they actually tried to raise more equity. Since the stock went up so much, they tried to raise all that equity. And the SEC kind of blocked it. They said you can't raise equity if you're like in a bankruptcy process. Um, so they ended up just filing bankruptcy. And so you can see on the chart, once you file bankruptcy, this is like a new company. The history only goes back to July. That's when they um, started as a new entity. So the old entity is done. If you own stock in Hertz before bankruptcy, you pretty much lost everything, unless you sold before they. Yeah, this company I was looking at total. I mentioned in the video, but they plan to spend in 2022 about 14 billion in capex, 3.5 billion for renewables, half for oil maintenance, and then half for growth. So I said in the video, if you won the lottery and made a pie chart for what you would use the money for, the donated to charity slice is here. This is what you donate to charity. So their biomass is kind of like a charity slice. But I guess the goal is for them to, as we get more into renewable and not kind of trying to help the environment and not ruin it. We're trying to get more into biomass. But you'll see the video. But it's such a, yeah, I'll show you the, Look at the ratios for. Look, this line is total. Oh, this is not updated. Forget this. I think this chart, sometimes they don't pick up the most recent earnings. You'll see on my video. The chart is updated in my video. They ship American trees to burn in the EU for biomass. How do you feel about natural resource royalty stocks? It seems, I mean, I'm trying to think of I did a couple of videos. I can't remember the companies, but it seems like a pretty consistent revenue stream. It seems like a pretty stable investment. I mean, generally when you invest in a stock with a high dividend, like above 3%, it's usually a safe stock. The risky stocks don't give you a dividend because they are, on trying to grow the business, scale it. But obviously, it depends on the individual company. Which company did I do royalty on? I like KHC. I bought a bunch of it last year. I can't remember. Do you have what royalty stocks are you thinking about? Because I can't remember the name of the. Yeah, I'm not going to remember it. Biomass is a scam. A lot of things are scams. We just got to accept that. The market is a scam. Everything is kind of rigged in some respect. So these are the big losers for today. MBIA. Does anybody know MBIA? I used to work in industry. They were one of our competitors, MBIA. NRT, MTR. North European Royalty Trust. I don't think I've seen these, but 15 million market cap, that's pretty low. You like these really micro cap stocks, right? I probably stick to more mid cap and higher. I'm thinking it was a REIT. Yeah, I think it was a REIT that I'm thinking about, but they did sell royalty on oil and gas royalties on their property. There's no way I'm going to remember what it is. Omega. Yeah, it doesn't. They bought Big N for nickel. So if you want to get a 50% return on a stock, try to identify a stock that will get acquired, which is hard to do. So try to identify a company that's not too big, that's profitable, probably in the 5 to 30 billion market cap range, and then look to see if there's really big companies. Like, for instance, if there was a company that sold sparkling water and they were one of the best in the market in that particular product, then a company like Coca-Cola would acquire them, or Pepsi. I have mentioned that in videos. This company looks like an acquisition target, but there's so many, I can't invest in all of them. But that's one strategy that I'm trying to figure out. DBX should buy work. Dropbox should buy. Yeah, it's hard to figure out, right? Like, you could identify, but you don't have to identify the company that's going to buy them. You just have to identify the company that's going to get acquired. Because when the company that buys the other company, their stock price goes down usually, like 2-3% when they mention the acquisition. The target company, their stock goes up a lot, usually like 30 to 60% in that range. Yeah, there was a cannabis stock that I really liked, and they ended up getting acquired. Did they release earnings? Oh, yeah, they did. Yeah, they beat earnings and revenue. So every quarter they beat earnings or revenue. And it's positive, not negative. Look how low earnings are for first quarter. 12 cents compared to 30. And they ended up getting 54. Yeah, I do get a lot of spammers, and I do try to like block them from the channel, but there's no way to avoid it. But yeah, let me know. Leave a comment if you have any ideas for these live streams, because I just need a structure like my videos, because it gets kind of hard to keep talking about things unless there's like a plan in place. Yeah, good one. Hi there, guys. If you fall for these schemes, I mean, I would feel bad, but it's kind of obvious. But okay, I'm gonna get off. Thanks for joining, and I'll try to do, I think 3:30. I'm going to try to do each day. Nordstrom? Is that Nordstrom? JWN? What? I actually we talked about this in the beginning. They're 35% after hours. They just reported really good earnings, and they mentioned Nordstrom Rack is doing well, and they're probably going to spin that off. And I think that's why the stock is going up so much, because of Nordstrom Rack. Also, they did mention revenue projections of 5 to 7% compared to analysts of 4%. Stocks with catalysts. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Okay. I'll see you. Thanks.